Well, a disappointing day here inside the Vine Center on this Sunday afternoon for the Liberty men's basketball team. UNC Asheville comes to town and knocks off the Flames 84-68, your final score, alongside Paul Nazigan. My name is Nick Pierce, and Paul, I haven't seen many teams come into the Vines and in the first 10 minutes do what the Bulldogs did, especially from behind the arc. They were about as hot as you could get shooting the basketball. Kevin Vanetta in the first half especially. I don't think he missed until sometime under the under-8 timeout. Obviously, Ahmad Thomas is a load, but the Bulldogs in the first half shooting 67%. They shoot 63% for the game, and they go on to win it here over the Flames.
Yeah, and sometimes, there's going to be nights like that. Sometimes we kind of said this, Alan and I, on radio, like it's not so much about what you do because the other team is just on fire, And again, I don't think Liberty came out soft or not ready to play, but Asheville everything was clicking. They were just firing on all cylinders. And sometimes you just have to sit back and tip your cap to what the other team did. And again, it was hard to watch because, Liberty was really looking to kind of get something going and kind of break the three-game losing skid, but just not able to do it. And again, I don't know if there was an answer.
Yeah, we talk about Asheville and their scoring. They had 4 men in double figures today, Vanetta and Thomas with 23 apiece. The Flames did have 3 double-digit scorers as well, but really those first 10 to 15 minutes of the game is really what took the Flames out of it. I mean, they just had no answers.
Yeah, and you kind of get knocked back on your heels, and again, that just sort of seemed to play out once they kind of stretched that lead, 18, 19 points, just sort of stayed that way. Second half, though, Liberty did come back. They win the second half by 3 points. A couple other positives, 10 assists in the second half for Liberty, 16 on the. And I think that's a little bit more how Liberty needs to play, moving the ball around.
Right.
We got Scotty more involved as the ball was moving, a lot more high-low. And so, again, didn't translate on the scoreboard or in the win column, but I think Liberty did some good things that they can build off of going into Tuesday night.
Yeah, you mentioned some good things. Scotty James, 19 points here today. Glad to see him out there healthy. I know the team had battled some sickness there in the midst of this rigorous stretch here that they've been in over the last few weeks. 12 points as well for Ryan Kimwright, 10 for Georgie Pacheco-Ortiz. After the game, we did get in the locker room, had a chance to catch up with Flames head coach Richie McKay, as well as some of the other Flames players.
They were really, really cutting and moving hard, and we weren't. And there was a grave difference in their pace of play and ours. And this is the first time in my tenure back that we've given up such a high field goal percentage from 2 and 3. So disappointed defensively, but they had a lot to do with it. Yet, fellas, the sky's not falling. It's still early. We're in the first half of the conference season. And we got a group that has high character. So I anticipate us playing a little bit better. Hopefully it comes sooner than later.
I thought they moved the ball well on offense and it stretched our gaps, and I think that something we got to get better at is just playing hard every possession. I think that they got open shots and open looks, so it got their confidence up and it drained ours.
Yeah, we had a couple breakdowns defensively, gave them a lot of open shots, which helped their confidence, and then they started hitting tough shots. So that was on us. Just guarding their 3-point shooters. They're obviously shot really good today. We just gotta bounce back.
With the loss, Flames dropped 12-9 on the season. They are now 3-5 in the Big South. 4 straight losses for Liberty, but they've got another tough one coming up here on Tuesday night that we'll talk about in just a little bit. Worth mentioning, Paul, as well. Coach Richie McKay announced it after the ball game. Isaiah Williams has been suspended indefinitely for the Flames. Not a violation of any school rules or anything to that nature. Coach did not get into the specifics, but he said that there's a certain standard of being a teammate and a player here at this school that he expects. And it was Coach's decision, and it's an indefinite suspension, but there is a plan in place for Isaiah to work back in. Now, that said, his absence was felt today in a big way, and not to pin it all on one guy. I think Asheville, we have already established, did a lot of things that would give a lot of teams fits, but certainly it hurts you in a lot of ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does, and those things are not easy to go through, but, you got to credit Coach McKay and the staff of not lowering the standard. And that's what it's about being on a team. Your actions and your accountability to your teammates, it does have a ripple effect. So, but that's something that Flames can and I really believe will rally from. It gives other guys the opportunity to step in and play roles. You saw Keegan McDowell step in, play some good minutes today. Elijah Cuffey gets the start, and Cuff's just been doing so well on both ends of the floor. And so whether it's a guy out from injury or coach's decision in this case, it kind of puts another hurdle in your place, but you got to rise above it, rally together as a team, and come better through some adversity.
And Coach made it clear after the ball game. He said, "Guys, I want to win, but also I care about the development and the overall character, and just these players individually as people first, and then players." So
that's for sure.
Spoke volumes here to Coach McKay and how he feels about the program, and certainly we'll look for Isaiah to hopefully get back out there on the court sooner than later. But for now, got to turn your sights to Campbell on Tuesday night. And the Camels will come here into the Vine Center, and it'll be a tough challenge for the Flames coming up. Chris Clemens, big day today against Radford.
Yeah, quick turnaround, playing on a Sunday. And so I don't know how much, I don't know how hard they'll go tomorrow, but certainly you got to get your mind right, mentally and with some film. But, Chris Clemens' kryptonite has been Lavelle Cabell. Last year, Lavelle did an incredible job on him both times at home and on the road. And so we'll see if that can sustain it. If anybody can do it, Lavelle certainly can. But, again, they're a good team. Chris Clemens gets a lot of the headlines, but they're very well-rounded. They've got other supporting cast. They're playing really well. They beat Radford today, so they're kind of riding high. And so that could set up a great matchup Tuesday night. They could be primed for Liberty to kind of get back in the win column. Again, hopefully the students will come out. It'd be great to see this place rocking Tuesday night when the Flames take the court.
Until then, the Flames try to right the ship as they fall here today to the UNC Asheville Bulldogs in your final score 84-68. For Paul Nazigan, my name is Nick Pierce for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.